back to my YouTube channel. This is Beatrice Otie. Do me well to subscribe, like, share, click on the thumbs up. I'll be showing you a demo of how to apply for a Canadian visa. Here you go. Of the course, welcome back. So we'll be talking about how to apply for a visa. Okay, how to apply for a Canadian visa. And just follow me as I go. I will try to be as slow as possible because I'm getting reviews from my audience saying that I went by too fast. So you go to canada.ca, you click, you see it give you English and French. So if you're an English speaker, English. If you're French, French, you pick Français, which is French. So we want to go to GCKey. Now, like I said, you could use the sign in to your online account. So you could, on the sign in, you could click visa. We're trying to get to the GCKey. I usually like going directly to sign in instead of going through application and then signing. Signing just brings you here. But either way, we're just trying to, sign into GCKey. So we'll just wait for it to come up here. After signing into GCKey. So remember our username earlier was Jack Isaac. So Jack Isaac. So remember we already created the username. I already showed you how to set up your GCKey. So yeah, so we'll just continue. So Jack already created like a profile for Express Entry. So that is still there. I used that to show you how to apply for Express Entry. So now Jack wants to apply for his visa to come to Canada. Remember, you always have to accept the terms and conditions. If you want to read it, you can. However, it is pretty self-explanatory. Okay, so who was Jack's favorite teacher? Oh, this was Home Alone. It was Home Alone. Why is he not letting Jack get in? Okay, so Jack is in. So see the Express Entry profile Jack applied for is still there. We can go ahead and delete that, or we can leave it there. But what we're trying to do in this video, we're trying to apply for a visa. So it's still the same place we go for. If you look at it, there's no more Express Entry over there. Why? Because we already tried to apply for Express Entry. So this is the form. This is what every single person, consultant, attorney, anybody, this is where they go to. Okay, so what would you like to do in Canada? I'm coming to visit. How long are you planning to stay? Usually say temporarily, more than 6 months, because, and like I mentioned in my book, Canada is status driven for foreign nationals. If you are coming to Canada, you ought to have like a status, either you're coming to study, you're coming to work. If you are just coming to visit, let's say because you're coming for like a business meeting, make sure it is government approved, because otherwise it will get denied, because the government, it's just the law according to the government, because they've had a lot of asylum seekers who come here as a result of visiting and they refuse to leave. So the government, as a result of that, the government has changed how they process visas. So if you're coming for a business, I actually know a group of people. There was a British Columbia entrepreneurial community. They all got denied because the government were like, will they leave or will they stay, right? So make sure that if you're coming for a business meeting, it has to be government approved. They have the official stamps. You will make sure you promise you're going to return back to your home country. Otherwise, they will deny it. So that's why I always tell people, come via work or study. Don't just say you want to come and visit, because most of the time, I made this mistake as well. It would get denied. So make sure you're coming to, so we're applying for visa maybe because we've already gotten our study permit, or applying for visa maybe because we're coming to work, right, under the IEC. Remember what IEC? That's a international experience program. I mentioned that in my book briefly. I didn't even know that that was a thing. If I had known that that was a thing, oh my goodness, I would have. I would have just visit Canada and see how things are before coming. But it's all well. So long story short, we are applying. So let's say you have to select your passport number and what is the current country of your residence, right? So we chose Niger. So let's put Niger there. Now the processing of your visa, if you're outside Canada, it all depends. Like for some countries it's 3 months, for some countries it's 1 month, for some countries it's like 2 or 3 weeks. Now there are some countries that are considered IEC countries. And technically what that means is they have like an agreement with the federal government of Canada, and that's how you can get the international experience program. And there are also some countries that you don't need a visa. They're going to give you like an e-application form, and they just send it to you and you can come to Canada, but you have to show like some document in the port of entry. I also attached that in my book. So I'm not gonna go in detail for that. Says, do you have any family member? Let's say yes, because like you don't just want to come to Canada with no one. I usually advise don't come alone. I made that mistake and I suffered for it greatly. So please don't make that mistake, okay? So date of birth, this person came July, this person was born in July the 9th, 1992. And this person is coming via Niger Republic. Have you lived as a landed immigrant? Let's say no. Let's say no. So you see, he's saying asylum because probably he's asking if your permit has expired. Are you a lawful citizen of the US? No. And I also mentioned this in my book that if you have a status and you live in Canada, it's way easier for you to get your US visa. All you have to do is fill in the form for the US visa and then go to the embassy. You have to go there, booking your appointments, answer a few questions, follow the rules. Do not take your cell phone with you. Trust me, you will get approved, okay? How are you related to these family members? So let's say they are your brother, sister, uncle, siblings. See, they still deny you though if you're coming to visit your uncle because they want to ensure you're going back. So make sure in your visa show that you have ties back in your home country. Either you have a job and you're just taking like a 1 week vacation. Just make it 1 week. Trust me, because the shorter it is, the better. They'll be like, okay, yeah, she's gonna leave. And make sure you show them that your job is very important, that you would go back. Okay. We'll say this person is never married. Let's say the uncle lives in British Columbia. Oh, I've never been there. I would love to be there. So it says, based on your information, whether you may be eligible. It says you're eligible to apply. A visitor costs $100. It permits travel by air, car, bus, train, or this, and it's valid for up to 10 years. Processing time varies depending on the number of applications currently being processed, okay? So if you're lucky, Canada can give you like a 10 years visa. They gave my mom like a 5 years visa. So it all depends on who processes your application. Trust me. So let's say it's visit. Okay, let's say it's visit. You're coming to visit a friend or a family member. Do you have a proof of relationship? Yes. You would have to make sure that your uncle, whoever you're coming to visit, or if it's the business, they write a valid letter that has all the official stamps from the office or from the business or wherever. Okay. So see, he's asking you, do you have a business? Because they want to make sure you are going back to your home country. Would you depend on someone? No. Have you traveled to other countries? Yes, of course. Probably you've traveled to Dubai, you've traveled to the United Kingdom, No, you are not accompanying someone. You're coming all by yourself, okay? You're coming all by yourself. You know what? Let's just say no. Because let's say your uncle that is in Canada is a citizen. Usually they don't require you to do a medical exam, but let's see what the form pulls up for us. Do you want to submit an application for a family member? No, we don't want to submit a form for a family member. Are you using a representative? Now, this is the place. If you are using a representative, what your representative will do, it will say yes, both a representative and a grant authorized to RSU to another person. This is what most consultants select. But if you are going to do this and maybe in the future you think you would use a representative, then I will advise you choose this. Be as honest as possible. Please do not lie in any point. Be as honest as possible. Or otherwise you could say yes, grant it to someone else. So maybe your uncle would check it, so I would choose that one. Maybe your uncle would want to double check as well, just to ensure. It says, did your representative give a submission letter? So in this case, it means your uncle would have to give like a submission letter, because Canadians, they are pretty like everything is what's the word, confidential, so they don't want to release your information to someone, right? So you might be required to take a biometrics. You might be required to take a biometrics. Always say yes, you would pay your fees. Always say yes, you would pay your fees. Don't say no at any point. They ask for scanner. Yes, definitely you will ensure you scan and send your document. How would you be paying? Tell them you'll be paying via your Visa or a debit card or a MasterCard or Interact, or whichever bank, whichever cards you have. Just say yes. Okay, now you click the continue button and it's going to bring you to a checklist, right? Now, if you look at the submitting application, it tells you what format they did. They love PDF, they love docs. Anything that is not in this list, please do not use. Do not use Mobi. Okay, this is not Amazon KDP. Follow what they tell you. Now, look, if you look at this form is very different from mine, right? So this is for someone who is coming to Canada, who has a business in Nigeria. So they have to upload their documents. So when you just click on upload, I'm showing you everything. So if you have it on your file, you just click choose, you click upload, it would be green, okay? It would be green. And representative submission letter, this is probably your uncle. You show them your travel history. Now, you can also click these buttons, and these buttons will tell you what is required, right? These buttons will tell you what is required, things that is required to be scanned, documents that's required to be scanned, they are all there. So you could also read that as well. This is for your passport. I usually advise take a picture of the front page of your passport, the back page of your passport, and every stamp, and then merge it in one PDF file. Invitation letter from your uncle, means of financial letter, digital, purpose, family information, authority to release. Now, this is what your uncle would feel. That's a document your uncle will feel, and it's pretty easy. Once you can read and write, it's pretty easy to do, and it's just $100. This is the part I want to talk about. It's just $100, people. This is what some represent I'm not saying you can use a consultant, but people pay a lot of money. Well, it's up to you. If you want to do that, why not, right? You just want to make sure it's approved once and for all. So that would be it for visa. And you could fill the forms, you could fill the forms like I've showed you, and it's pretty easy to do. It's not hard. It's not hard at all. So yeah, you could do that. So I'll just take that out of there. I'm happy you got value. I will see you on the next video, and thanks for watching. Please get my book. It's currently on Amazon, alternatively on my website. Thank you.